Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cryptopolitan, your one-stop shop for all news when it comes to blockchain and cryptocurrency. I am your host, Satoshi Shawn. Today we're going to do another installment in our Crypto Basics series. I wanted to go over how Bitcoin ATMs work and if they're still really relevant um, as adoption grows in today's market. Um, I think they're definitely relevant just because they're there, because they exist, because there's signs on convenience stores and people see it. It really pushes, I think more than anything, it pushes Bitcoin into the zeitgeist, into the mainstream, because just seeing that alongside traditional ATM gives people a lot of comfort and gives Bitcoin a lot of credibility. So that's always going to be good. Let's check out. I just want to go over first. I'll go over how they work because they're not simple like a regular ATM. Um, Hopefully things will get simpler and get easier. They're really crypto ATMs now, not just Bitcoin. Most of them do like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. But we'll keep it simple and say you want to get some Bitcoin. So you're going to go to the ATM and you would hit that. Let's say you wanted to buy Bitcoin. Buying Bitcoin's a little bit simpler than trying to sell it or get out of it and to get cash from the machine. Um, you click you want to buy Bitcoin. You would have to have a Bitcoin address. Um, it will ask you how much you want to buy. You'd put that in, and then it would want to scan your QR code for your wallet, or you could put it in. So you'd hold it up usually to a little camera. It'll see it, verify that's the wallet, and then you would just put cash into to the ATM. Want to buy 100, 200. Um, Now, one of the big things about the ATM, which I'll go over when I go over if they're still relevant, um, is that most ATMs require some form of KYC now. Uh, for anything, but a lot of them, it's just for over a certain amount. Like if it's $300 or less, you wouldn't have to go through any kind of identification process. So you would click you want to buy Bitcoin, and then it would ask for you to put in your phone number because you're going to need a phone in order to use the ATM. Um, and at that point, usually if it's $300 or less, you wouldn't have to use any KYC. If you wanted to get like $1,000, but you didn't want to go through KYC, you'd have to do multiple transactions. Um, and the fees vary dramatically by ATM. So you should always check that out. But you go through that, you buy your Bitcoin, and then it'll send it to your address. You'll get a receipt. You can see on your phone. You should get a text from them, but you should also just be able to look in your wallet and see if it's on its way in pending status. Like I said, buying, not that difficult. Now, cashing out, completely different. You would go to sell Bitcoin, or you wanted to get money. You would have to go through the KYC. If it's less than 300, so on and so forth, same as before. But then you would put in how much you want to get, and it would come up with a QR code for you and a wallet for you to send your Bitcoin to. And then you would scan that with your phone. As soon as you scan it and send it from your wallet, now that QR code should also fill everything out, the amount as well as the address and everything. So all you should have to do is hit send. Then as soon as it hits the blockchain, even though it's not verified, the ATM will recognize that and it will give you a receipt. Now the receipt is very, very important because it's your only real way to get your Bitcoin. Um, Now the receipt will print out with another QR code and a redemption code. And now you can't get your money, your cash, until it's verified on the blockchain after so much 3, 2, whatever, depends on the ATM, but until it's been verified. So that's one of the convoluted things about using it. If you're at the convenience store, you got to go sit down, have a soda, leave and come back, whatever. Um, Once it's confirmed, you'll get a text. And you should get a text when it first initiates or received it with some of your information, but have that receipt. And then once you get another text saying your transaction's been confirmed, we got your Bitcoin, come get your cash. Then you go back to the ATM and you would click on to redeem that ticket. You would scan, show it the QR code or put it in, and then it would spit out your cash. And that's it. That's how you buy, sell, or buy Bitcoin and sell Bitcoin with an ATM. It used to be one of the easier um, on ramps into cryptocurrency for people to, just not have to worry about a computer or any of that kind of stuff. It was a very also with anonymity, it was a big thing. Now, why should you use a Bitcoin ATM now? Is it still relevant? Like I said, they're relevant because they're out there and they exist, and that's cool, and that helps further adoption and education. The real use cases for Bitcoin ATMs. One, I mean, now if you don't have a Coinbase, which if you have a Coinbase, you have a Changelly, you can use the Cash App for gosh sakes. I mean, there's so many ways to get your money, your fiat onto or into the market and get crypto now. So it's not as as necessary as it used to be. Things are streamlined; they're a lot easier. But if you want that anonymity, you may have to look around to find an ATM still that doesn't require KYC. But you can find them, and you can usually find them where smaller amounts don't require it, so you just have to do more transactions. So you're going to end up paying more fees with a little bit of a trade-off. You'll get more anonymity, but you'll get less Bitcoin it'll cost you. So the anonymity thing is still there. That's still a very valid reason. But I think the biggest reason is for the unbanked. If you don't have a debit card or you don't have a bank account in which to get your money from the legacy system onto the crypto market, and there's no real on ramp. This is definitely a viable thing for you. You can just put your cash in there after you cash your paycheck, and then you have your Bitcoin. Then you're in the ecosystem. I mean, you can send it to your MCO Visa debit card, any of your other crypto, debit cards where you can then spend it, use it, and get away from the legacies. That's kind of funny. If you're unbanked, you could literally jump on the bandwagon of the revolution, and you would have never actually even been in the legacy system. But those are the two big ones. The third one is if you can find an ATM with like cheap fees, cheaper than your Coinbase, cheaper than Changelly, cheaper than buying it. That's probably not going to happen. But if you did, and that's going to save you money, you'll be able to get more Bitcoin and get more crypto with your dollars or your euros or whatever. Those are the main use cases for still using a crypto ATM and how they work. If you have any other questions or comments, please hit me below. Definitely like interacting with you guys. Please crush that like button. Really helps us out. It was good hanging out with you. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next video.